It's available since 1980, but Warren Buffett started much earlier. It's available only, I shouldn't have done daily. Exit page, reload. And I am on a hardline connection. It's not even Wi-Fi. Thank you, EKUIT. Historical data, let's do it. Come on, monthly. It doesn't want to do it. Anyway, you can see it. But for our purposes, oh, I got it, but too late. You can look them up. Let's go to Cam French's website. On one of the sorts is, that is the 10 portfolios based on book to market. Okay. It is the reciprocal of market to book ratio. All right. I think there's even one on PE, but I'm not sure. Now let's do operating profitability. You can look at the book to market yourself. That's how Flamand and French make their fame, especially French. Since they have to calculate what you want to call book value, you need financials for that, quarterly financials, and they have been available only since 1963. So this data starts in 1963. I'm just going to quickly calculate the averages for the deciles, just to look at them. I don't have to do anything fancy to look at them. Let's make these vegans. Well, I don't like thinking in terms of monthly returns. Ah, even though the premium, remember, if your book to market ratio is low, that means your market to book ratio is high. Okay. So you're a growth company. If your book to market ratio is high, you're a value company. So we're reading this from growth to value when we go from left to right. So it looks like on an APR basis, there is about 3.5% value premium. Value stocks do a lot better compared to market. And I'm going to leave this as an exercise to you. Repeat this exercise using data, because I'm going to give these to you. Repeat this data using only data from since 1992. Okay, just like we did for the small caps. Let's see what happened to the value premium. Okay, the so-called value investing was a thing on Wall Street, but it was kind of limited to almost Nebraska area. There was another guy around that area too. You know, when you live over there, I guess all you have to do is do stock research. There isn't anything else going on.
Is the
Yes.
is book to market by book value? Do you mean the value at which they first started offering their shares?
No. Book value of equity, which means in your financials, not par value. In your financials, what is your assets minus liabilities divided by the number of shares? That's the book value of equity per share, or book value per share, short.
And then the difference, and then the market value is
Market values,
right?
yeah,
If you have
yeah. And growth companies always have a premium, and that has a lot of at a minimum two reasons. For example, let's look at the market to book ratio for NVIDIA.
So is that why people who are investing uh, actively, they're trying to find book to market values that
Are
they think
high.
are incorrect? So
Yeah,
they
exactly.
think it's underpriced.
Exactly.
Overpriced.
I mean, that is the philosophy. Whether or not that's justified, that's a separate discussion.
That's what they're trying to exploit.
Yep,
And that's how these portfolio managers are trying to get greater returns.
exactly. You're trying to buy them cheap.
Okay, I see. That makes sense.
Let's look at NVIDIA. Okay.
Result in the
On They have their earnings coming up tomorrow. So it usually goes down a little bit the day before, a few days before earnings. I'm serious. It has a pattern.
I was reading about that in the book. It's one of those anomalies. It's a market anomaly. It's one of the calendar ones.
Yeah.
You get earnings reports monthly. There's a January calendar anomaly.
Yeah. And we will look at all of those. And let's see. If you look at the statistics, price to book was 51.74. That means price of NVIDIA is over 50 times its book value for assets. Let's look at the same number for Microsoft, which is, you would never call Microsoft a value investment company. At least nowadays, you may, but the same number for Microsoft is only 10. Okay. Now, does that mean Microsoft is 5 times cheaper? No. There are two reasons, at a minimum, two reasons why market to book ratio is high or book to market ratio is low. A, that denominator in price to book or market to book is the book value of assets, book value of equity. There are a lot of assets of companies that are not valued in the books. For example, in NVIDIA, is there any, you're not going to see an item that says, this is the value and quality of our design team, the value our CEO brings to the picture. Technically speaking, that one guy is an asset to NVIDIA.
Yeah.
But accountants, whenever they have no consistent means of attaching a value to something, they attach a value of zero, which means it's not in the books. So book value is pretty much, especially for growth companies, uh, underrepresented. And two, people pay that price, even if book value was real, people that pay that price because of expectations of future growth. Let's look at the expected growth over the next 2 years for Microsoft under the analysis tab in financeyahoo.com. At the very bottom, we used to be able to get estimates of 5 year growth, but they only give the current year and next year. So Microsoft is expected to grow about 13% average over the next 2 years. These are earnings, which is not too different from the overall market, the S&P 500. Let's look at the same number for NVIDIA. And you can change the ticker on the line right here if you want to save time. Get out down. Look at NVIDIA. This year, they're expected to grow 128%, next year, 50%. Now, yes, NVIDIA's assets are maybe this at a discounted level on the books, but even if that wasn't, their growth prospects are so high in the future, market actually pays a premium for that. And we we can actually adjust these things for growth. When we cover price multiples, I'm going to show you, I call them price adjusted, growth adjusted price earnings or growth adjusted price to book ratios. Then you can actually talk about real value stocks and stuff like that. All right. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. I'm gonna post your snippets of lecture on chapter 6 and quiz uh, Saturday morning. You'll have till the class time to do them. We're gonna have discussion in the class, and next Thursday we're gonna do the Jeopardy. Okay, and I'm gonna announce it here. Because of all these calls, I'm gonna extend my attendance forgiveness. So all attendance issues you had until now are forgiven, but assuming we don't have big snowstorms, starting next Tuesday, we're not. I'm gonna be very strict on those. All right, and I'll see you guys on Tuesday. You too.